Ladies and gentlemen, how is your Sunday? How is your Sunday morning? Welcome to Guys Coming TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Yesterday, James Orengo came out breathing fire. He came out and gave the strongest indication that ODM is not going to support William Samoei Ruto. He came out very strongly and prayed that Raila wins the African Union Commission chairperson. In 7 days, we shall be able to tell whether Raila is going to win or not. Chances are he's going to win. However, ladies and gentlemen, the message by Orengo here is very, very interesting because he is saying that there's no way that the opposition is going to sit down around a table and negotiate with William Samoei Ruto. And he is coming out very clearly that the election will be rigged. I want to show you what he said here. But before I do that, let me give the analysis of this message. One, that the election will be rigged. And they are not ready to sit down with William Samoei Ruto and talk about elections again after leaking. In fact, he's telling Kenyans that there's no need of going to elections if we have not actually streamlined the election process. We have a credible IBC. We have the proper method and do everything possible to secure the elections. Because according to Orengo, William Samoei Ruto did not win the elections. And he goes ahead and posits that there's no way that Azimio could have gotten more senators, more governors, and more members of parliament and then lose the elections. There's no way. So he's telling Kenyans that the elections were rigged. He's telling Kenyans that we have an illegitimate government. He's telling Kenyans that William Samoei Ruto did not win the elections. And this is the perception. So the message, I think, also to Raila Amolo Odinga, because I think this is also a thin threat to Raila Amolo Odinga, that ODM and the opposition are not going to sit down and negotiate with William Samoei Ruto and agree on anything. Something else that caught my attention is the way he is talking about Kalonzo, Civil Kalonzo Musyoka, and Fred Matiang'i. In fact, it looks like he is helping them to organize themselves. And this one tells you where his heart is. So he's ready. He's telling, in fact, when I look at Orengo and Raila Amolo Odinga, I see now very different people who speaks in very different languages. That Orengo is ready to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka or Matiang'i. But for them to be supported, they must unite. That is what he's telling them. So Orengo is not ready to support the coalition that Raila is going to form with William Samoei Ruto, if that is the direction Raila wants his people or his supporters to go. And when you look at Orengo, you see a man who is very truthful, who is very sincere to himself. And he's saying that he's going to talk as he should, without fear, without favor. I want you to listen to James Orengo here, the Sia senator, and sorry, not senator, the Sia governor. And then you tell me, what conclusion can you make here? Do you think ODM is going to support William Samoei Ruto? And what do you think is going to happen on Tuesday when Parliament resumes? Because I strongly believe that, one, Wetangula should be forced to resign for making a ruling that did not hold any water, a ruling that favored William Samoei Ruto's party. Again, Kimani Ichung'wah, as the leader of the majority, should quit that office as early as yesterday, together with the chief whip. And Azimio should take its rightful share. It should take its rightful position in parliament. It is in parliament where rules are made and amended. It is in parliament where oversight is done. And this is good news to Azimio, by the way. When Martha Karua told Kenyans that Azimio was a majority party or the coalition, many people thought it is not true. But actually, the court has pronounced itself. Though Wetangula is saying that he's going to appeal, and when it goes to the Court of Appeal, this can take ages. And when it goes to the next election, without Azimio taking its rightful position. So William Samoei Ruto should stop fighting Azimio and say that now you are the majority, and then Junet Mohammed takes over. Though there would be no much difference because already Junet Mohammed is in government and others are in government. But I think it is important for Azimio to take its position. Watch what James Orengo is saying here.
And me, James Orengo, I can tell you, I cannot sacrifice the truth for any political gain. I'll always say the truth. I'll always say the truth. And I think I've survived in politics because of saying the truth. When I won an election, we didn't have money to run around with, but at least there was some element of fairness. Now, I'm asking my party ODM, don't lose this thing that the High Court of Kenya has said that Azimio is the majority party. Don't leave it, because instead of sitting on the table with whoever is in power, the court is giving you what belongs to you. Why are we giving up? Why is Kenya giving up? When history and everything is behind you. We don't want career politicians. We have people with convictions. This is what will bring change to Kenya. Don't go to somebody's house and you're given a good meal and then you forget that the next meal will not be the same. You know, we have got it wrong since independence. We got it wrong. And that's why even the Gen Zs who are talking about here, I believe that your cry still cannot be heard because all the time we get it all wrong. We are 2.5 years to the elections, and everybody's talking about the elections. Everybody's talking about elections because that is our mindset. But there was the only great thing that Stalin said, and Stalin was a Soviet leader. He said, instead of wasting time with the voters, you spend your time with those who count the votes. They're the people who matter. So I am asking everybody, because the signs are that we are going to get it wrong again in 2027. We are getting wrong again in 2027. Kenya wanted change a long time ago. And we were told that until we had a proper constitutional basis for running our elections, we will never succeed. Because Moi won against Jaramogi, he won against Kibaki, he won against Matiba, because we had got it all wrong. We did not solve the problem of the day. And this time around, I think the country is so angry, and the elections may not matter. I am telling you, and I believe it. The country is so angry that when I hear people talking about the elections, I feel very annoyed, because we are going to get it all wrong again. Right now, the court, and in fact I have a lot of problems about the court, but yesterday, the High Court made a very important ruling, saying that Kenya Kwanza is not the majority party. The majority party in parliament is Azimio. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to again sit on the table and make a deal? What the court said, the High Court said yesterday, is a confirmation that the election results that were announced in the last elections were not correct. That is the confirmation. Because Raila's party and coalition could not have got the majority of seats, the majority of governors, the majority of senators, and lose the presidential election. And now, we are talking about the elections. We are talking about the elections. Even if you look at the situation we are in Kenya, we should try and fix Kenya fast. And me, I believe Moi was more powerful, Kenyatta was more powerful, and yet they were shaken until we had to change the constitution. They were shaken, and that's why we moved transition from one party to a multi-party system. It was not easy. It was not easy. We have to be very much conscious and aware of the danger. But as we speak today, we are praying and we are praying for Raila Amolo Odinga to succeed this week, this coming week in Addis Ababa. And part of Raila's mission is being judged on his track record. He has got friends all over also. He has got friends, and he's going to win on his own credentials. That is what is making him such a compelling and attractive candidate for the whole of Africa. Wavenya, umesema umenena, hata mimi Kalonzo rafiki yangu, lakini kwa sasa turudishe gia nyuma kidogo. Tutafute mbinu. Kwa sababu kwa sasa hata mahali Kalonzo anatembea, nani Kioni anasema yeye anataka Matiang'i. Kioni anasema anataka Matiang'i. Wamalwa pia anataka. So even that group, if you go divided, leave alone Raila. Raila is leading a national movement. Lakini if we cannot resolve the problem, the constitutional problem, the structural problems, including the problems about elections, tutakuwa na tabu, tutakuwa na matatizo nyingi sana.